Hi, my name is Jen and I'm with the Volusia County Public Library Hope Place branch. And today's craft will be this puzzle piece fall leaf tree art. Let me just get a couple items together for you for this craft. We only need a few items to create our fall puzzle piece tree art. We're going to start with our canvas. I got this at the local dollar store. It is 11 by 14. They have all different sizes. You don't have to go with this size specifically. So that's what I would suggest, or you could use a cardstock or something heavy, but if you only use paper or cardstock, I would put some cardboard behind it so that it has the weight to hold up the next thing that we'll need, which is use puzzle pieces. I chose fall colors for my leaves as they're falling. Also, we will need glue, so you can either use an Elmer's or a tacky glue. And for the painting on the behind of the picture, you could use either, I'm gonna go with a washable paint, just something light to brush on. You could use watercolors, whatever you prefer. So let's get started. I will always be the first to admit that I am not the best painter ever. I am more of a drawer, but this couldn't be easier. Basically, we just want to make the illusion of a tree, and we're going to put some blue behind it for a sky, but the leaves, the puzzle pieces are going to be the star of the show. So this does not have to be perfect in any way. What we're going to do is we're going to start with whatever blue we have and just gently back and forth. Just filling in the white. That's all we're really looking for. We're just looking to fill the white. And I like to keep it going in the same direction just because I feel like it gives it more of a feel for the sky. So we have the beginning of our sky, and I really like how, we just kind of kept going in the same direction back and forth, but it looks like it's got different depths to it. We're going to go back and fill it in, and again, the puzzle pieces are going to cover it. So now we're going to let this layer dry, and we're going to come in and put it in our tree. Now we're ready to move on to our tree. We're going to just start with our brown, and it does not have to be perfect because we're just making an outline. Our leaves are going to cover, because you're going to cover it as much as you would like with your leaves, but we want to go ahead and bring it all the way down to the bottom and fill that in. That I have painted basically the trunk and the roots and the area of the tree. I've just gone in and added more blue to go ahead and connect it to the tree. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on this side. I'm just going to run a line right down just to clean it up. And if you get a little bit of brown in there because the colors mix, it's okay. Every little section does not have to be filled in. We're gonna still be doing more covering, but I just wanna clean this up a little bit more because I wanna display it. So what I've done is I've just added a little bit of my black to my brown just to give it a little more texture on the tree. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and clean up where that blue meets with the brown for the final time. Let's mix it up. Looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna, because I'm here, I like how I see all the texture and all the different palettes of color in the tree. I'm just gonna take some of that darker blue, I'm just gonna take some of that darker brown that I had and just kind of put it in different spots, run it down, like I have maybe some extra roots down here. It's whatever you want your tree to do. With our main trunk and our background done, So I'm just gonna add a couple of limbs coming off of our tree. And it can be anywhere you want it to be. We're just gonna take it straight up to the top. The only thing I'm worried about is maybe the edges being clean, so that if they do show once you put the leaves on, you have a nice clean edge. Other than that, I mean, it does not have to be in any way perfect. Right now, I am very happy with my tree and my sky background. I just want to add one more little detail. I'm going to take my green and I'm just going to kind of dot it on down on the bottom, just so we have some green popping through. Here's our finished painted tree. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and then we'll get started on the leaves. We're finally ready to start adding our puzzle piece leaves to our tree. So what I've done is I went through the puzzle and I kind of broke up the colors a bit and took out ones that I obviously didn't want to use. But this puzzle has a lot of tans and browns, a lot of fall. It doesn't matter if it has little pieces, if you can see a small letter or two, because we're going to go ahead and layer them all through. And if you see any colors, like I have some reds over here and maybe some burnt orange that you want for a pop somewhere in the tree top, just set those off to the side or where you can see them. So we're going to go ahead and start adding pieces to our tree. It's very easy. It's just make it look exactly how you feel that a fall tree should look. All we're going to do is start taking our pieces and put a little bit of glue behind. Make sure to get a glue that dries clear, and just pick a spot and press down. Okay. So yeah, like this one has a little bit of green, so I might want to put a little green on the bottom. I'm going to put him off to the side. We're just going to keep on going. I'm going to go ahead and put a first layer on all the different branches and around the trunk coming down. And then what we're going to do is I'll come right back and I'll show you, we're going to start building up layers to give this tree a little bit more dimension. You can see that I've added my first layer of leaves. I did put some on the bottom. I made sure to keep the very bottom here flush. That's why I'm holding it against the table. I don't care if they go over the side, but if you wanted to like set it up on a wall like this, you definitely want it to be flush and not wiggy-woggy. But then once you get up into the top, your leaves can come off of the top of your canvas and out into the world. Our next step is that we're going to put another layer of puzzle pieces to make the tree come out more. We're going to go ahead and add some in here, and that's why they're so tight, so that we can add more pieces and build and build and build. So I'm going to add another layer to my tree. I just wanted to show you how it's starting to come along and what I mean by building up the extra layers. This side of your tree, as you can clearly see, is definitely way more filled in. I've been adding layer on top of layer. Sometimes you might have to put a little bit of glue underneath a piece, a little extra glue than you thought. And you can see how different it looks from our original side. I did add a couple more to make it a little bit more dimensional on the bottom as well. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this half. This is our completed fall puzzle piece tree art. It is beautiful. It is ready to be set up in any home. All we did was we kept layering the puzzle pieces in our fall colors to give it real depth. And I added some little piles of leaves on the bottom. I layered those, and I added a couple of tree leaves falling down, because we all know that they're going to land soon. So let me show you a couple of other ways that you can do this craft. This craft can be tailored to any age group. As I said earlier in the beginning of this video, I'm more of a drawer than a painter. This was drawn using Sharpies, and as you can see, like I promised, the glue has dried and you cannot see any of it. So this is ready to be put on the wall. I made this with, like I said, Sharpies. You can use markers, water markers. You could use crayons, colored pencils, anything that you have on hand. Also, instead of the puzzle pieces, if you're a button collector, or even if you go to the dollar store, they have little containers of buttons for $1. You could use buttons in place of the puzzle pieces. I just want to thank you for joining me during this crafting video. Don't forget to check us out at volusialibrary.org. We also have a Facebook page for Volusia County Public Libraries. We also have an Instagram and a YouTube where Volusia is getting crafty. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.